So my last talk was about playing in bands, and I used a bunch of photos of myself and my friends playing in bands, and a lot of the photos were taken by me, and so I'm reusing them here for you. I was really interested in taking pictures of live events. I like that sort of high contrast, low light photography. That's me, so I didn't take that photo, but and so I really got interested in photography through looking at things by people like Lenny Friedman and Spike Jonze and stuff like that. I'm here to tell you that you should forget anything you see them do, and do this for yourself and do it for fun, and basically throw out all of art history and photography history, because who gives a shit if you're doing it for yourself? But if you get really dedicated and have fun with it, you may find that your friends put your photos on their albums. So you get to do that kind of thing. And I just broke that. Oops. So it's not too hard to get started. You probably all have smartphones now. You probably have little compact cameras. A lot of those cameras take pretty great photos in low light. When you go to shows, sometimes you'll see things that say no flash. As a person who sometimes doesn't take photographs, really appreciate it if you follow that and don't use your flash all the time. So I like seeing the band sometimes. But people with camera phones, it's totally legitimate. I'm not really talking about that for the rest of the talk here, but have at it. When you want to start taking like some serious photography in low light, you're not going to be using a flash. You need to, unfortunately, the reality is you're going to need to spend some money, and not like, you're probably going to spend over $1,000 for your first camera to really take a picture in a room with no lighting. And so you spend that money, you got your camera, you're ready to take photos. You know what you shouldn't do is you should not buy a film camera. You buy a film camera, you're going to be taking manual photographs. And so, let's just do this really quick. Dang it, it's not working now. Here we go. All right. Oh, my demo is ruined! Anyway, I better hurry up because I got 3 minutes left based on this slide. So, you take a film camera, you got 36 exposures, you paid $5 to $10 for that roll of film. You're going to develop for $20, $30 for that roll. You're going to have 4 pictures out of those 36 slides that are actually any good. You're going to throw out the rest of it. You just spent $10 a picture. This digital camera, normally, I can take pictures at 5 frames a second. I don't know what happened. I'll have to deal with that later. Probably out of batteries. Anyway, the demo for somebody earlier was great. I'm so disappointed. So you take like 60 photos like in less than a minute, and you can throw out 55 of those photos and throw out 4 more, and you got like the one good photo, and you can keep that, and it didn't cost you anything than the cost of the camera. You take film photography, you're spending too much time reloading, you're not watching the people performing, it's a real drag. So some techniques to think about when you're taking your photos. You got to go look up on your own the rule of thirds. The frame of the picture is divided into thirds, and you put people and objects and your subjects in certain areas of that picture, and you can do that on your own. You want to push the ISO as high as you can. It's the film speed, but it's a digital camera, so it's going to film. It's just called the ISO. That doesn't stand for anything film-related whatsoever. I looked it up. I was going to try and be all cool and tell you exactly what it means. It's the International Standards Organization. Who cares? So then, once you got the high ISO, low film, you got to stand in front of everybody, and you're not going to make a whole lot of friends, but you're also going to get pushed a lot, depending on what kind of music you're listening to and watching. So you better have some insurance or another camera, because you might drop your camera, and then you'll be out $1,000 for a camera. Once you're done with your photos, you're going to need to do something with them. You can just play around with them on your iPhoto, upload them to Facebook, whatever you want to do with them. You may not want to show them to anybody. I'm not really keen on showing all my photos to everybody. I take maybe, last week I saw some friends play at a show. I took 300 photos. I deleted 290 photos because I didn't like them. You need to be ruthless with yourself. You need to know that what you are doing is art, but it's art for you, and so you need to feel proud of it, and that you should immediately know that you are not good right away. Take about 4,000 photos before you start going, I'm pretty good at this now. 4,000, minimum number. I haven't taken that many yet. My photos are terrible. Okay, this is pretty much the end of my talk. I didn't time it. My demo screwed me up, but you should think about backups. Back up your data. I had a whole little spiel. It's not going to have enough time because this is like the second slide before the end. But you should back up your data in multiple places. Get like Backupify or something like that. Because I work in IT, and all I hear all day is, oh crap, I lost my data, or I only keep all of the photos I ever took on this one hard drive that I'm holding in my hand right now, 6 feet off the ground. That's totally not acceptable from an IT perspective. Have a good night.